welcome back to my garden. Today is finally the day that I am going to tackle the pollinator garden behind me. It was originally, well, let me go way back. It was originally when we first moved in, I think it was a pond. It was empty when we purchased the house. It had a bright blue hard shell liner in it, but no water, no koi fish, nothing beautiful about it. It was just this hole with a blue liner in it. We have had ponds before and we knew we didn't want to undertake that because they are a lot of maintenance. Either pay someone to do it or do it yourself. And we really wanted to have something here that was more low maintenance than that. And then the garden happened and I knew for a fact that I just wanted to remove the blue liner, fill it in, and plant. Originally, I wanted to put it as a cutting garden, and which is what I did. I seeded it in the fall with wildflowers that would just come up in the spring and in early summer, and it was beautiful. I actually overseeded, not knowing what would grow here, and that was lesson number one. There's no need to do that. It was so dense with poppies and larkspur and all of that that it really wasn't a cutting garden. It turned into a pollinator garden because the bees were all over it, and I really didn't get up there to cut much. So going forward, I do like the idea of a pollinator garden. So I'm going to leave it as to what it became naturally, a place for butterflies and bees, but I'm going to plant more perennials. Before it was all annuals and bulbs. You remember, and I'll attach a video below, I had ranunculus in here which were gorgeous. So the corms are still in there, will come back for me. I have daffodils in there. I'm going to plant more daffodils this fall. So I want to get small perennials in now that I can plant the bulbs around, and then just lightly sow with annuals so that I have the pop of bright annual colors, the poppies and larkspur and coneflower that I love, but not so much of it. So another thing, as always, gardening is about learning. It is constantly tweaking and changing and all of those things. So today I'm going to clean it out. I'll share with you the perennials that I'm going to put in there, and I will sow a few annual seeds, some sunflowers. I already have some zinnia in there, a few cosmo, but much more, what's the word I'm looking for? Selectively. Yes, more selective placement of the annuals that I'm going to sow. So I know that was long-winded. Some of you like it, some of you don't. It's just me. I like to talk about my garden and sometimes it's hard to stop. So today I am actually going to clean this out. I'm going to get the perennials that I have placed in there. Before I do all that, I need to add more soil because it has compacted, which I knew that it would. I'm going to add some slow release fertilizer to it so that what I do plant is get some nourishment other than the liquid fertilizer that I do every month or two. So that is my plan for today. I'm glad you're here. I hope you're inspired to create a little pollinator garden in your yard. It doesn't have to be as large as this one. It could actually just be a bucket, and you will be surprised. You've seen the hummingbirds come to my garden, and the bees and all of the butterflies and all of that. That is what makes your garden come to life. That is the wind chimes and the water, and all of that is lovely, but living things. I have lizards and just so many things that want to be in my garden, and that is the way that I want it to be. And a pollinator garden or a pollinator pot is what's going to help do that. So with that, let me get busy. Let's get to gardening. Okay, here we are, midway. I've pulled everything out. I've actually found some dahlias that I put in. I have some things I have to move. First and foremost, I have to get my rose bushes in the ground. I'm going to get that done. I'm going to clear a pathway, and then I'll decide what I'm planting. In the meantime, it looks pretty bad. And you know what the truth is? It probably won't look great for a couple of weeks. So when I do the June garden tour, early June garden tour later this week, this is not going to be the star of the show. But that's okay, because I know its time will come. Progress update. I've got the roses in and the steps in. So now I am just going to come back in with some good quality soil and compost and level everything out so that I can get everything that I had to move back in the ground and all of my new perennials planted. Right now it's time for lunch. So this actually took me longer than I thought, closer to 2 days than the afternoon that I thought it was going to take. But ask me if it was worth it. Yes, I am so smitten with my pollinator garden. What once was 80% annuals is now 80% perennials. I did leave the poppies and larkspur and love and mist that I want to save seeds from. Aren't those unusual seed pods? But everything else came out, with the exception of some snapdragons here in the front that actually have not peaked because they were so stunted, and we're still having such mild weather that I'm hopeful that I'll still get some decent blooms out of them. So let me tell you what I put in here. First off, the roses are already taking off. Do you see the new growth? Just putting them in the ground. There are dahlias that I had already planted, hollyhocks. The foxglove are just about done. The little flowers there. Let me see if I can get back there. That is called Angelonia. I bought a 6-pack. They're all whites and pinks and purples, and I just scattered them in here. This gorgeous thing is a butterfly bush. I planted 2 of them here in the corner, and I can't wait for them to fill out. Obviously, hummingbirds, bees, butterflies love them. I planted 5 coneflower, which is a plant I've not had much luck with, so I'm hoping that it will be happy here. This pink flower here is salvia. Again, pollinators love it. You can see there's plenty of zinnias, dianthus. This is oregano that is about to flower. I cut it back quite a bit. This here is a yarrow. Isn't that so pretty. Again, highly pollinator friendly. Lavender. And then I just repeated in the back the roses and coneflowers. I think there's some black-eyed Susans, cosmos. Yeah. And then you'll see I left plenty of room for seasonal annuals to put seeds in, but again, so much more selectively than I did last time. I love the walkway. And the mulch just finished it off so perfectly. And of course, the neighbors. Oh my goodness, why can't I think of the name of that? I hate when that happens. Star jasmine. There you go. So I will share the progress with you. You see who's up there? I will share the progress with you as it fills in. But I'm super happy, super excited. Look at this poppy. That is one that I saved or am saving seeds from. So I selectively saved some poppy seeds. I've saved larkspur seeds. I'm saving the love and mist for next year. I also saved all the tags, so I know exactly what is planted in here. I hope you enjoyed seeing the before, during, and after of this pollinator garden, perennial pollinator garden. I hope you're getting your hands in the dirt, planting some flowers, enjoying the tomatoes and other fruits and vegetables that summer brings. That's all I have for you today. I want to thank you for stopping by. I'd love to have you subscribe. I will be back in a couple of days with a full garden tour for early June. I can't wait to share it with you. Looks totally different than early May, and that's a good thing. I'll see you in the next video.